Okay, folks, we're back for Game 2 now between Sky and Infi. If you haven't watched Game 1 yet, go and watch that first, because I'm about to talk about, or I'll probably talk about that game. And it looks like we're on Turtle Rock, we're close spawns Turtle Rock, and obviously traditionally this would be bad for Infi, but really the tower rush, or the close spawn tower rush has gone a bit out of favour, to be honest. It's a bit so predictable, and it's not too hard to stop it now, assuming that you're not, assuming that you don't really massively underreact. And it looks like Sky isn't even, ooh, actually no, sorry, I take it back. Sky is sending out an early militia, might be able to pull the creeps onto this Ancient of War, might be able to do some damage. Obviously what elves are doing these days is making sure they have that their moon walls up just so they can get all their healing up, putting up some extra Ancients of War, trying to force their opponent to spend a lot more than they do. And it looks like Infi brought out this wisp, you can see, to try and distract these creeps, but to no avail. Sky just went and brought them back, and his militia his peasant even lived, and it looks like this wisp will manage to get away after having pulled away those creeps. And obviously Sky can't go in for another harass, but it looks like he's bringing in another militia now. Obviously that's going to delay his economy a bit, but it's not too much. It's going to do a whole lot of damage to this Ancient of War, who you can see will be down to about 2/3 health if it were to go up now. But this militia coming straight back in, going to be able to pull the creeps onto the Ancient of War again, and that's really so bad to start off with, because obviously it means that if a tower rush were to come in immediately, you just have much less health on your Ancient of War. And looks like I just gonna put up a farm though, maybe get up here a warden first for Infi, and I was gonna say paladin, I don't know why. A archmage first for Sky, which is much more standard on Turtle Rock. Obviously Mount King very or much less useful as a first hero on Turtle Rock, just because you can't get that super easy expansion. Actually, there's a whole bunch of reasons, to be honest, but obviously also it increases the possibility of a tower rush. Obviously all those summons make a tier 1 tower rush so possible, and we might even see some sort of interesting tier 2 tower push. We're going to have to see how it goes. But you can see Infi putting down another Ancient of War, very wary about some sort of harassment. I think it's because he saw these 2 footmen coming in, and oh my god, 5 militia coming in as well. This could be just a straight tier 1 tower push. We're going to have to see whether or not Infi can hold it off. This is a best of 3, and so if Infi does manage to hold it off, he will have won the series, whereas if Sky pulls it off, he'll still have to win another one. And you can see Sky immediately going for that Ancient of War, and that's really the point of this Ancient of War. You're pretty sure it's not going to go up, but even if it does, but it just sort of distracts your opponent for so long, and so much of that militia time is gone. A very nice micro here from Infi, detonating all these wisps which are trapped, trying to keep the other ones alive. You can see he's putting up a lot more moon walls, going for Shadow Strike first, just trying to take out the footmen. Obviously you could try and take out the peasants, or the militia, which are lower hit points, but at the same time they can just be microed back, or even if you lose them it's not too bad. But if you kill footmen, that's sort of a significant thing, and it looks like Sky being chased back now. He is bringing his militia back in, but I'm not sure whether or not he'll or his footmen back in, but I'm not sure whether or not he'll be able to do anything about it. Meanwhile, Infi going for a sneaky Hunter's Haul here. Maybe he's going to try and put up some Ancient Protectors before he attacks. That would be a very sensible thing to do. Obviously, if you can get basically one Ancient Protector actually up, as opposed to just as a distraction like that second Ancient of War was, then that's just so strong. It's absolutely amazing against militia, very strong against footmen, and so strong against towers as well. So if you can actually get one up, that can be so powerful. Not to mention that getting Huntresses out is pretty nice as well, because assuming you can get around or assuming your opponent doesn't have too many towers, and not too many water elementals as well, they just do so much damage to militia. Obviously, as I've said before, just so good against repairing things. It looks like actually Infi missing a couple wisps here. They might actually go down without being detonated, which is a bit of a shame, but you can't catch everything, especially in such a high action game like this. And actually this one farm with such low hit points should probably just be taken down, even though Infi probably isn't sure that that'll supply cap Sky. It only has 10 hit points. It's only one hit. It's really not worth not giving it a try at least. And it looks like actually this Archmage is back, sold a CP, bought a boots and a dust, so it looks like Sky is very committed to this tier 1 attack. I don't think we'll be seeing tech from Sky, we'll just be seeing an attack, and this Archmage getting very close to level 2 now. And meanwhile this Warden now a bit behind, although killing off those water elementals is a nice 42 experience. And so it looks like Infi will be forced just to run these archers further and further back into his base. He'll have to try and use hide, even though he knows Sky has dust. It's nice just to be able to to make your opponent use their dust, at least considering that you know you can't really do much more with your archers. And you can see Infi continuing to put up moon walls. That is so important. And finally some huntresses coming out. Sky must know that there's a sneaky hunter's hall somewhere. I think that hunter's hall was actually built with the wisp that Infi had to bring out at the had to hide at the beginning of the game because he used it to distract those creeps. So some very nice use of that. And 1H protector finally going up here for Infi. You can see all these hidden archers will be able to be used again once those footmen go far enough away. But oh my god, just so many militia here now. This is why this attack was always so popular. It really fell out of favor, but Sky making very good use of it now, and looks like actually Sky being able to do so much more damage, but not actually getting the kills he needs. He's just hit level 2 now, and bear in mind he was at that experience since I said he was very close to level 2, which was a good minute ago. And in sort of a high action game like this, a minute is a very long time. But this Archmage being chased down is slowed by the Shadow Strike, but does have the boots, and so it looks like the Warden will give up and try and get back to this attack, which is probably the best thing to do at this point. And you can see this Tree of Life doing so much damage, actually forcing Sky to get out of this space. And what I really hope for his sake, he has the Arcane Vault. No, he's just building it now. Needs to power build it. Look at all these low units, so he really needs to heal those up. And this Archmage is going to try and get back into this battle. Probably going to just bring up that Water Elemental and then get out of here, just because it makes absolutely no sense to lose your Archmage, and especially considering that this would sort of definitely be game over now for Sky if he lost his Archmage, because he really he can't afford to continue this push, as well as Tavern back a hero. Interestingly, I don't think we've seen a lumber mill. No lumber mill from Sky all game, which I think suggests that he never really planned on putting up those towers, or if he did, maybe just one arcane tower or something. But I think he's just been using these militia just for damage, and being perfectly happy to know that they will be gone. But you can see now that sort of there's a critical mass almost of huntresses out, they can really do so much more damage. Fan of Knives being used from this Warden as well. Obviously against all these units, it is very nice to go for Fan of Knives, but at the same time Night is running out. That'll mean no blink for Infi. This could be if Infi makes one small misplay, get this Warden even slightly trapped, that could be very much game over now for Infi. But look at all these low units now for Sky. Wow, he really needs to get out of here. I don't think he really has the ability to. Level 3 now on that Warden, and I think Infi's done such an amazing job with holding this off. It's really not easy to hold off that many units so early into the game when you have so little, and it looks like Sky will be forced to use an Arcane Scroll, actually bringing in turning back some of his low units just to try and distract Infi, I think, just so he can get some of his other low militia in without taking too much damage. And this Archmage being forced to get out of there, really, because he knows that level 3 Warden is sort of rampaging around. Looks like the Warden actually getting more and more kills now. Level 3 Warden obviously so strong, and it really, if you can get off some kills here, that'll be so nice. I don't know if he's gone for level 2 Shadow Strike or level 2 Fan of Knives. Obviously the Shadow Strike's so nice against that Archmage, but at the same time that Fan of Knives so nice against all the units we're seeing from Sky, and Infi knows that Sky is absolutely committed to this push, and so we will be seeing another tower rush, no doubt, here from Sky anytime soon. I think he probably will bring towers at that point. But a Fan of Knives coming in here, taking out 2 peasants immediately, and it looks like the other couple really low ones did manage to get away. But Infi coming back knows he can't beat it because there's so many footmen out now for Sky, and oh my god, could Sky just pull this back now? We're gonna have to see whether or not he can actually capitalize on this massive number of footmen, but so many huntresses now. This is really such an intense tier 1 battle of Ancient Wonders going up for now for Infi as well. As I've said before, that Ancient Wonders is so nice, and just to get all that mana on your Warden without having to use a whole bunch of moon juice and picking up +3 agility as well, pretty nice. But I mean, it's not going to be a game changer at this point, considering how late into the game it is, into this push at least. It looks like Sky coming back with a whole bunch more militia. Look how many more militia. Still no lumber mill though, so I guess he's not going to be going for those towers. And it looks like actually Infi could be able to do a whole bunch of damage with all these huntresses. Very nice positioned on them as well. He will need to make sure that his Ancient of War actually gets in the fight. And look how many wisps Infi's bringing out. Clearly he thinks he's in a lot of trouble. I think it's because his Warden is so low. And if Infi can't make use of all this moon juice that he has using Moonstone just to get some more, he could be in a lot of trouble. And look at all these low units for Sky, but Infi just unable to capitalize because all his units are so low as well. And this Warden now hitting level 4 does have 2 clarities actually, and using a Shadow Strike on that Archmage, and will be able to chase down that Archmage. But more militia, more footmen being brought in from Sky. It is the push that never ends, but I think finally Infi's just being able to hold this off. He does have a lot of Huntresses now, even if some of them are low. Oh, actually, you're getting a bit blocked there. Needs to be careful not to lose too many Huntresses now. And look at all these footmen though. Oh my god, this game's just so back and forth. I really can't tell you who's going to win it at this point. It's just so much pressure from Sky, but so nice play here from Infi as well. And Infi really needs to get off a couple kills here. You can see Sky very nicely trying to separate out his units, but that Phantom Mouse just has such a large area. He really didn't really stand a chance there. And this Warden getting close to 5 now. And if this Warden hits 5, I think I will be able to definitively say who's won it, considering this Archmage isn't even level 4 yet. And this Warden just needs to be careful though, because if the Warden goes down, that's definitely game over for Infi. There's no second chances in that sense, because obviously Infi just spending so much money, has almost 800 lumber to be fair, but only 100 gold, and just needs to be so careful, because if that Warden goes down, that is absolutely it. And even if the Warden doesn't have mana, then the Warden's pretty useless. And so it does need to continue running away, using a Clarity Potion. Has 2 more stocked up as well, so really it's unlikely that Infi's can be low on mana, assuming that he can use his Huntresses well just to block off those attacks for as long as possible. Finally, towers going up